I started my first business at 15 years old. Now, sitting here 3 years later, it's safe to say it's been a pretty fun journey. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to fit into the crowd of online gurus who love nothing more than flexing their sweet rented Lamborghinis. I don't drive a Lamborghini, I don't own a mansion in the Greek islands, but I do make a full-time income online. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my journey of how I got to this point, and hopefully you can take something away from it. Let's get into it. Now, to say my business ventures have been successful over the entire 3 years wouldn't be true. It's only in the last year and a half or so where I've actually been able to generate a solid income online. See, I started like most 15-year-olds who want to increase their bank balance using the interwebs, and I went straight to YouTube. And funnily enough, I came across a video explaining the dropshipping model. I'm sure most of you watching this are aware of this model, but if you're not, let me give you a 10-second recap. Basically, you build an online store, import products to that store, and advertise the products using Facebook or Instagram. You can use other platforms like Google, but Facebook and Instagram are the main two which are used by dropshippers. Anyway, once you start advertising the products, customers will come to your store and purchase the products that you're advertising. And when that happens, you take the customer's address that they provided and place an order for that product from a Chinese manufacturer. This means that the product will be shipped straight from the manufacturer to the customer without you ever seeing the product or dealing with the logistics. If a customer pays you $70 for a product, and the same product costs you $20 to buy it and ship from a manufacturer, you're left with $50 in profit. Of course, there's a lot more that goes into it, but that's the basis of this business model. The reason it's so enticing and done by a lot of younger entrepreneurs is due to its low barrier of entry. You don't need a lot of cash to start a dropshipping business, and unlike other businesses, you can start it straight from your laptop at home with like $500. I started watching dropshipping content on YouTube. I don't want to show the exact video for copyright reasons, but there's this one video of a guy selling lion bracelets using Facebook ads, and he walks away with like $5,000 in profit in one day. If you're into dropshipping, you've probably seen that video. As a gullible, hungry for money youngster, my mind was blown by that video, and I tried my luck with the concept myself. I built a store, made some ads, and went live. You probably know how the rest went. No. I managed to drain my entire bank account on my first attempt dropshipping, spending thousands on Facebook ads with one lucky sale here and there. When I sit and think about the strategies I was using, oh, far out. This went on for a couple months, and I actually began to get the hang of Facebook ads, and I started generating a little bit of revenue. But don't be fooled, on a good day I would break even with my costs. I was not making a cent in profit. You're probably wondering why I would continue to do something that's losing me money, and it's a fair question. It was just because I was seeing so many of these success stories on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere, and something inside me wanted to have my name on the top of those stories. But considering the fact that my ads weren't making a profit, and I'd already managed to drain my entire bank account months before when I started, I had to think of a new way to fund this little endeavour. That's where business 2 comes in, store reviews. Getting a job at Target or somewhere like that was an option, but considering I was 15 with nothing to lose and I wanted to keep things strictly online, I found another way to fund my ads. The way I was funding my ads was through a store review service that I held on Facebook. This is where I would review other dropshipping stores and write down all the red flags I saw as a customer. If there were too many banners, bad pop-ups, a bad logo, things like that which I thought would impact their sales. Yes, I wasn't a profitable dropshipper myself, and don't worry, I didn't claim to be. The sales pitch for my service was, your store in the eyes of a customer. And surprisingly enough, it actually converted pretty well. I would write a post saying that I'll review your store in the eyes of a customer and note down all the changes you need to make to become trustworthy. And for some reason, people wanted that. I was getting more and more of these clients, and it was actually overfunding my ads where I was making a profit on top of all this money I was losing dropshipping. And again, I know I wasn't successful and I never claimed to be. I just did this in the eyes of a customer, and everyone I did it for actually found it super valuable and found some great results. I didn't have a job at the time, and my parents aren't the type to hand out cash, so this was actually pretty effective in funding my dropshipping. Now, you're probably wondering what I charged for that, right? If it was funding this entire dropshipping endeavour? Well, hold your horses. $5.
Oh my God!
Yes, a whopping $5 for an entire store review. It's safe to say it took me many store reviews to actually fund my ads. But the thing is, I got to see so many Shopify stores from other owners, and I actually got to pinpoint what worked and what didn't. I see people trying to do this nowadays, offering store review services, but the times have changed a bit in the dropshipping space and it doesn't really work out. A lot of their posts in Facebook groups never get any traction because as a Shopify store owner myself, I would assume that someone offering a store review would just be out there to steal my products. However, when I used to do this back in 2016, it was an entire different ballgame. I would get between 20 and 50 comments from people who were super interested in my service, meaning that I could sit down for about 2 hours, pump out 5 to 10 store reviews, and walk away with about $50, which when you're 15 is huge. I'd say this went on for about 2 months. I was learning Facebook ads at a super fast rate, and I was actually making a fair few profitable sales at this point. Although I was still making countless mistakes and the products I was choosing were straight trash, I managed to sell a bit, and I reckon my record for that period was about $250 in one day selling these dad hats. Whoa, it's me from the next day.
Wow.
I got a bit caught up last night fulfilling orders and I had a few consulting calls, but never fear, I'm back and we're ready to continue the story. So, I just hit my record of $250 in sales in one day selling pineapple dad hats through an Instagram influencer shout out.
You know what? I'm about to say it.
Say it.
I don't care that you
sold pineapple dad hats.
At this point, I was 16 and we're at roughly 6 months into my online business journey. From here, things started to pick up a little more speed. After spending so much money on Facebook ads and running countless Instagram influencer campaigns, I was actually getting my head around this whole dropshipping thing. I developed a pretty good understanding of both Facebook and Instagram and was actually starting to become profitable in my ads. From here, I spent the next 6 months solely dropshipping, testing numerous products per month and gaining some consistency in my revenue. I was absolutely loving the dropship model and was learning so much at this point. After spending about 6 months doing that, it was now midway through 2018. And Facebook and Instagram had just gone through some algorithm changes which made it a lot harder to dropship. The changes increased costs of ads and therefore stripped down the profitability of dropshippers. As well as this, Hold on, I'm just getting a phone call. Ty Lopez, multi-millionaire entrepreneur. What does he want? Hello?
Now, maybe you've seen my TEDx talk where I talk about how I read a book a day.
No, I haven't seen it.
Don't be a cynic.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you to it. I'm actually filming.
Okay?
Anything you want to say before I leave?
Knowledge.
Oh, God. Sorry about that one, guys. I guess Mr. Lopez just can't resist sometimes.
The more you earn, the more you drive up here in the Hollywood Hills.
As well as the reduced profit margins from Facebook and Instagram's algorithm changes, there was also a lot more competition coming into the dropshipping space. A lot of others were joining into this business, making it a lot harder to launch profitable ads and saturating the market entirely. I continued to dropship over the next 3 months, but was losing my profitability day by day. It got to the point where it was no longer viable for me to continue dropshipping, so I decided to move on to my next venture. That was building custom websites. Over my time doing store reviews, dropshipping, and e-commerce as a whole, I was able to develop a pretty good understanding of what works and what doesn't in terms of building a store. I also had Photoshop knowledge from the years before, meaning I could use that knowledge to create professional graphics and make the websites look as good as possible. Considering the fact that I genuinely enjoyed building my own sites, I thought I would try it out for others. Just like the store review service, I advertised myself in Facebook groups, and I was able to get a lot of responses. I ended up getting in contact with numerous well-established brands, and I acted as their web developer, building them a fresh new site. For this, I was charging anywhere between $700 and $3,000, depending on the job. In my first month of building custom sites, I walked away with about $1,500, which really proved that there was a market for it. I built sites for about 6 months, working with new brands and established brands to ramp up their store. After this period passed, we were now in the beginning of 2019, where I saw dropshipping start to flourish again and decided to have another crack at it. I slowed down the schedule for my custom website building and made room for dropshipping again. This meant that I was now running the custom website business and trying to relaunch a dropshipping business at the same time. I reworked all of my past strategies and was actually able to gain profitability again when dropshipping. Now, I was seeing much greater consistency as well, focusing mainly on Facebook and testing new products weekly. I was building custom sites and running a profitable dropshipping store, and I was absolutely loving it. After a few months, for no reason in particular, I began posting my dropshipping results in the same Facebook groups. I was sharing my strategies for free and giving free guidance to anyone in the comment section who needed a bit of help. A bunch of beginners were getting in contact with me and I was mentoring them for free. At this point, I was probably spending an hour a day replying to all these comments, and my friend suggested to me that I should start charging for my help. So in this, the fourth business was born: consulting and mentoring. This has been by far the most rewarding business yet. I've been able to guide so many beginners into e-com success, and I've worked with more people than I can count. While building custom websites, running my own profitable dropshipping store, and consulting, I now had 3 streams of income and was loving every day. Now, fast forward to today, where things haven't changed much. I'm still building heaps of custom sites, running my own dropshipping stores, and helping lots of beginners to learn the ropes in dropshipping. I've also begun creating case studies, like a store I created in October which I took from $0 to $6,000 in 20 days. That may not sound like much to you seasoned dropshippers, but that store was funded entirely with its own profits. Unlike other case studies where the store owner uses a huge cash reserve in order to fund it, this particular store cost me no money out of pocket after the initial round of ads, meaning that the store was entirely self-sufficient and only cost me $100 out of pocket in the beginning. Now that I've graduated high school and have more time on my hands, I've also decided to begin a YouTube channel. Being able to help thousands of people through video is such a rewarding concept, and I'm hopeful that I can grow this channel into something great, which helps both beginners and e-commerce professionals in growing their business and growing their wallet. I hope you can take something away from my little story, and as for now, the thing I'm most excited about is producing more content for this channel. At this point, I'll be aiming for about 2 videos a week, so make sure you're subscribed and ready. Now for the real ones who have stuck to the end like you're a legend. It's people like you who make me want to produce more content, and I'm hopeful that in the future I can help you out. For now, that's all, but I'll see you in the next video. Peace!